national. When you hear that word national, you think 10, 20, 30,000 of kids, right? Like some of these national corporations. The thing that makes 7216 so unique and special in Kansas City, because it was built for Kansas City. We know what our athletes need because we're from this area. You know, a lot of these national recruiting services, if you got a debit card, you can sign up. We stress the face-to-face meeting. We won't sign a kid unless we have a chance to meet with them face-to-face and their families, because we're part of a family, and we want to be comfortable with the kid, and we want the families to be comfortable with us. And how can you and I become comfortable with each other speaking over a cell phone while you're passing me your debit card information? So we're different in the aspect that we stress that face-to-face interaction, that we stress that this is for Kansas City kids, or it was built for Kansas City kids. So don't get me wrong. We've had kids who once lived in Kansas City, moved out of state, and have reached out to us and that we've been able to help. But for the most part, those national services, they're all over the place, right? We've been fortunate enough in the aspect in our 2 years' time, have about 250 some odd kids sign with us, sign with the company. You know, in a 2 year span, that's not a whole lot of kids. Whereas the national corporations, they sign 30, 40, 50,000 kids per year. So if their kids don't sign, okay, it's a drop in the bucket. But if just 10, 12 of our kids, for whatever odd reason, don't sign, that's noticeable, right?
Yeah.
So we have to work harder because our product is tailored for our kids, and we have to work harder for that. And it's not something that I'm not saying that like we work harder because we have to and we don't enjoy it. We enjoy putting in the work for the kids and things of that nature, but it's also because it's just me and Brock. It's just the two of us.
Yep.
Constantly grinding, day in and day out, making sure that these kids get the opportunities they receive. I cannot say the same for these other national corporations, these national companies. You know, we've gone into other families' houses and sat down with college coaches to hear what kind of offers the kids were offering them, to let them know that's a good deal, that's a bad deal. You know, a lot of these national corporations, when are you going to get a chance to speak to the owner?
Yeah.
Who are you going to have the owner's number in your phone? Can you contact the owner of the national company and get a response within the next 24 hours? I haven't heard of it.
The answer is no.
The answer is no.
The answer's no.
The answer is no. So that's what makes us so different. You know, we own it, we operate it. We're responsible for signing the kids. We're responsible for getting the word out to the colleges. We're responsible. You know, I do a little bit of the tech stuff, the social media aspect, helping the kids put their films together, all the evaluations, things of that nature. It's just the two of us. And we've developed it into where it can operate as a two-man operation. But that's the difference between us and other corporations, is that they've got, 5, 1,000 people working, no personal relationships with the kids. They're not going to the kids' games or seeing them play unless they're trying to sign them. Things of that nature. It's a family atmosphere because it's for the Kansas City athletes. It's tailored for them.
I like that you brought up the face-to-face meeting, with the family, not just the kid.
No.
With the family and let them know, hey, you're going to invest in your kid's future here, and we're going to do everything we can to get your kid a college scholarship somewhere.
Right.
And that's what I think a lot of, kids miss the boat on when they realize they're not going to get that Division I scholarship. There's a lot of good football at D2, D3, NAI level.
We got the best Division II conference in our backyard.
Yeah,
we do.
I mean, so there's and like you said, graduate college debt free. I mean, if I could go back and graduate college debt free, that'd be a good deal.
Yeah, tell me about it.
But yeah, I really like that you get the family involved. You sit down with them face to face in their home and say, hey, these are the things we can do. These are the things we will do.
This is the things we've done. This is the amount of success that we've had.
Yep, these are the kids we've helped already,
yep.
And we're still working with now, and they're on pace to graduate, and they're to take care of their business in college.
Right.
So, what do you say when kids say, "Well, I can handle my recruiting myself," or my coach has been saying he's gonna talk to these guys? What do you say to that kid?
first I ask, what grade are you in? If you're a senior saying that, and then, I might say, it might be time to explore some other avenues. But, we've heard that from time to time. We've had high school coaches tell us, we'll handle our kids' recruitment. And it's never been a thing where we're just like, oh, well, he's not going to get signed. It's not a competition, so to speak,
right,
with high school coaches. We've had high school coaches say, we're going to handle their recruitment. And we've had high school coaches invite us in to the schools and say, can you help our kids with their recruitment? Everybody thinks they know what it entails. And if you do, great. You're on that list of people who don't really need our services. Mm-hmm. But for every 5 kids that does not need our help, there's about 10, 20 kids that do need our help. So to those who say, I can do this myself, I can handle this myself, I don't want to give too much information away, obviously, but we've developed a pattern to where our kids have a high level of success of receiving some type of scholarship offer. Mm-hmm. And, I would say, look at our Instagram, look at the number of kids we got signing on a daily basis, look at our track record, mm-hmm. And, everyone thinks that they can do something until it's time to do it. We've been fortunate enough in that aspect to where the kids that we sign, that we help, most of them have received scholarships or some scholarship money. Mm-hmm. So, it's like I said, it's not a competition between us and the high school coaches. Yeah. And it's not an ego trip. If you as a high school coach say, we don't think our kids need your service, then we're not going to try to, go behind your back or anything like that. But at the same time, if a kid reaches out to us, because this is what it's turned into, if a kid reaches out to us and says, can you help me with my recruitment? I would like some extra help. We're not going to turn our backs to them either. Right. So, everything depends on everything. If a kid really feels like they need that help, we're going to provide it to them, within, our standards and guidelines and things of that nature. And if someone says they can do it better, we're not in a position where we're going to beg you to be to be a part of our program. Yeah. It works. It has worked in the past, and we're getting better at it every single day. To the coaches, I would say, help us help you make your job easier. Mm-hmm. Instead of you guys working on getting 20, 30 seniors or juniors recruited, let us take them, because we have a system, we're efficient, and we are successful.
Yeah, I mean, and $3.7 million in athletic scholarships in just over 2 years.
And counting.
Yeah. I mean, so that's really that really speaks for itself. I mean, that's, college is not cheap. And, the fact that, mm-hmm. You've gotten that much money collectively, mm-hmm. Among the kids you're working with, that's great. I feel like, we worked together back in 2014 at mm-hmm. Ruskin, had some things in common, both graduated from Grandview, things like that. But, I really feel like just from talking to you here, this is a lot different than other recruiting services that, have came in, or I've met it, when you're at coaches' clinics and stuff, sometimes those guys will be out there, they'll send a guy who's standing there on his phone.
Not really caring.
Or, you walk up to the table and say something to them and they're almost annoyed, like, I don't really have the time to, tell you what I want to do, or what I do. But and like I said, I love the fact that you go in and meet with the family before anything's signed or anything. That's kind of the first step to getting them with you. So how can people contact you if they want more information, or if they want to try to schedule a meeting with you about getting their kid recruited? How can they reach out? What's the easiest way?
Well, if you want to talk about setting up a meeting, you can go to our website, 7216sportsrecruiting.com. That's our website. Follow the link. You can set up a meeting there. Our Instagram, we're pretty active on that. Our tag is at 7216SR. That's probably the best way to get in contact with us. My personal number is area code 816-589-4355. Shoot me a text. Give me a call if you want to set something up. Our Facebook, 7216 Sports Recruiting. We're on all those platforms, but like I said, our biggest one is our Instagram at 7216SR. Give us a follow, hit us up, direct message, tell us you heard us on the show, and we'll work some magic. But 7216sportsrecruiting.com. Google us. It's a pretty good good deal right now.
Yeah, and we'll make sure, for those of you guys that follow us on Twitter and Facebook, things like that, and Instagram, we'll link all that stuff up so that you guys can find it too.
Yeah, I just follow. Oh yeah, Midwest Mike's already following.
Yeah, Midwest Mike's we follow him, but we'll get some links and stuff set up on our social media this week, so you guys can find them easier. You're also having a health fair coming up here in a few weeks, May 11th. You're going to be doing sports physicals, have a play area for kids if people are working or need something done. There's going to be food there. It's at the Swope Parkway Church of Christ, 5620 Swope Parkway. So talk a little bit about that,
Man,
and what that is going to be.
That's kind of become our baby over the last 6 months or so. Really longer than that, ever since. We had the idea, we've been very fortunate. And we're very grateful to the families, especially the ones when we first got started off, going into their houses, convincing them what we could do, and it's kind of grown to what it is. So we want to take this opportunity to give back. 7216 Sports Recruiting is working in conjunction with the Swope Parkway Church of Christ, putting on a health fair. It's the first one that we've done. It's the first one they've done. May 11th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., we've got free physicals, we've got vendors, we've got play area for the kids, we've got vendors, food, lots of food, speakers, just anything you could think of, mental health seminars. It's not just for the kids, it's for the adults as well. For all my coaches out there listening, Coach Carl and I talked about this already, but we're doing the CPR tests. You can take your test. And if you coach football or coach any sport, you got to get that done about every 2 years.
Yeah, that's a state deal.
And if you want to be in the good graces of the AD, be the first coach to get that done before August, before the week of, so he doesn't have to sweat. You want to be in his good graces. That'll be a great opportunity to do that. We're working towards that. And, it's just a great opportunity to give back to the community. Like I said, free physicals, free health exams. It's not just athletic physicals, it's free exams for anybody that wants to show up, learn a little bit more about their health. We've got about 45, 60 volunteers on top of the volunteers that the nurses are going to be bringing. It's going to be it's a big event. I'm excited about it, a little anxious at the same time, but definitely excited about the opportunity to give back to the community and just, this is the first of many. We're fortunate enough, like I said, to be in this position where we can put on something like this. And we hope to just continue that trend for years to come, because we definitely don't plan on going anywhere. But that's Health Fair, May 11th, Swope Parkway Church of Christ, 5620 Swope Parkway, Kansas City, Missouri, 64130. And the times are 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Come on out. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we'll retweet that information out too.
Yeah.
We'll put it out there. So
awesome.
Yeah, make sure everybody hears about that. It's great.
Yeah, and again, the social media that they're most active on is the Instagram, which that's 7216SR.
Yes, sir.
Just give them a follow and feel free to, send them a message. Hey, I heard you on Midwest Mike's, and I want to get more information. I mean, a lot of parents, too, are nervous about the recruiting process.
It can be intimidating.
When they realize, like, hey, my kid could, possibly be a college football player, but I don't know what to do.
Right.
So, do you guys work with just football, or do you do all sports?
All sports.
Okay.
All sports. We're even working with cheerleading a little bit, trying to get that out there, because, it's not just football. It's not just basketball. We're moving into lacrosse a little bit as well, too.
Lacrosse is picking up steam here in the area.
It really is. So we're just, the whole thing is about helping the kids out. And if we just say we're strictly football, we're not really true to that mission of helping out all the kids, So, it's not just football, basketball, golf, whatever have you, sport you can think of, where we're in it.
Okay, so if you got an athlete on your hands, would you say that the earlier in their high school career that they reach out to you guys, the better?
Absolutely. Okay. We normally start working with kids end of sophomore, middle of junior year, that type of area. That's when the recruitment can really take off. You'll start seeing some immediate turnaround. But like I said, if you want to sign with us and you're, say, sophomore year, we're not going to turn you away. You know, we normally don't start off with freshmen because they're kind of early in the game.
Yeah.
We would just encourage them to keep their grades up. There's a lot of freshmen. I go back and look at a lot of my athletes' transcripts.